Well, how's it going, guys? Happy Sunday. It's your boy Stas here. Got the double espresso on deck. How could I not, as we're heading into a massive week for the stock market? And you guessed it, guys. That's exactly what we're going to cover in this video. We're going to go over how the indices are looking quickly and 7 companies, all of which are reporting earnings this week. We have to dive deeper into them, go over the charts, my thoughts, what I'm looking to do. But first, of course, as always, guys, feel free to hit the like button. Make sure to subscribe if you want, and check out the Patreon for my portfolio updates. I post those weekly, multiple times a week. And if you guys want to see exactly what stocks I'm buying, how I'm building this portfolio, it's all on Patreon. Link down below, also pinned in the comments, or go to stassurfest.com/Patreon. And now, enough of that, guys. Cheers again. Got that again. Double espresso on deck. I sure hope you have one as well. And now let's get into it. So the market has been hot. You guys know that, right? Everybody knows that. The S&P, QQQ, Dow, Russell, you name it. Yeah, we might be pulling back a little bit here over the last 1 to 2 days, but overall, man, we have been up and to the right? We just hit all-time highs 2 days ago on SPY. QQQ just hit all-time highs, and now we're heading into this week again, super hot. Stocks are pretty much at all-time highs, but we are seeing a little bit of a trickle down, a little bit of a drawdown here. QQQ starting to come down, towards that 50 SMA on the 4-hour chart. Same thing on SPY. You're seeing that. That's this green moving average. You're noticing it. We're pretty much right there on SPY. So we got a little sell-off, barely, after having, a great week, all-time highs, the whole 9 yards. Now we're seeing a little sell-off. And at this point, heading into this week, guys, I want to see if buyers come in kind of where we are now, after this little mini pullback that we got on the indices, right? Do we get buyers to come in on SPY at around 675, 680, kind of where we are now? That would be ideal for the bulls on the 4-hour chart. On QQQ, let's say we get buyers to come in at around 610, 615. That would be ideal. Heck, even here, where we are now, 620, that'd be huge, considering, again, that is where the moving averages are, and that would solidify essentially the uptrend continuing. Buyers coming in, momentum continuing. So stocks, obviously, guys, were looking hot, and the fact that we had some volatility in big tech last week, we had a couple names drop pretty drastically. Meta came down a good chunk after earnings, which, by the way, I initiated a position at 680 roughly. Now we're at 650, so we're down a little bit, but I'm willing to add more if this slips further. We all know Wall Street is not loving the CapEx. How much money Meta's spending, but I think it's an overreaction. I don't really agree with this sell-off, so I'm adding some Meta here, right? What else did we see sell off last week? We had a couple, right? I think it might have just been Meta. Either way, we had some volatility, stocks coming down, but I think that was a bit of an overreaction on Meta. We covered that last week. But yeah, we're heading into this week with not many big mega cap tech earnings. We had a lot of those last week, but we still have a lot of companies that are important, that are worth watching. And we're going to cover them right now. Guys, let's just get into it. Number one, we have Robinhood, ticker HOOD, which, I'll be honest, this stock, guys, I don't know if it's my biggest regret of the year. I didn't even think about that heading into this video, but when I see Robinhood, right, when I see the stock, I'm like, damn it, I was going to buy it at $35 a share back in April, May when we crashed, and I didn't, I didn't. But you can't win them all. That's what you learn in the stock market. It's like, yeah, I missed Robinhood, but I'm in SoFi, I'm in Palantir, which 10x'd, I'm in, NVIDIA, I'm in Google, I was in AMD, right? So pretty much all my stocks this year have been winners. I have some laggards, obviously. DeFi Technologies hasn't played out yet. I mean, I just started buying that stock, so we're going to give it some time. It's a long-term investment, so it'll take a little bit to play out, but pretty much every stock I've bought this year, or not even this year, that I've held through this year, bought in previous years, they've gone nuts. So we can't win them all. But Robinhood is one that I look at and I'm like, dang it, man, I wish I bought it. I was literally about to, no joke. I was right there. But I was like, I own SoFi. I don't want to have too much in this, financial fintech space, if you will. But they're different. SoFi, Robinhood, there are some differences there. But anyway, I passed up on Robinhood. Stock's gone crazy. Now it's at a point where I'm for sure not buying it at these levels. But heading into earnings, man, on the 5th, which is what? Wednesday? Wednesday, we're looking pretty bullish. The stock is breaking out. We had a 6.3% green day on Friday, and we're noticing, what are we noticing here, guys? This is a cup and handle. This is pretty bullish, man. Cup, handle, we're approaching this 150 resistance, which I think if we take that out, 150, 155, although I'm not buying long-term shares, I feel like that could be a good trading opportunity, right? You guys know trading and investing, two different things. Investing, price is what you pay, value is what you get. You want to make sure you're paying a good value, a good price for the stock, the value that you're getting. That's investing, right? Trading, it's all about momentum. It's all about charts. It's all about setup. It's all about what we're looking like in the short term. And the fundamentals sometimes go out the window when you're trading. You know what I mean? So Robinhood on the trading side of things looks phenomenal. Cup and handle. Like I said, we're gaining momentum into earnings. Now, the only thing that can rain on this parade, obviously, is bad earnings, right? Bad earnings. And I have a feeling since earnings are on Wednesday, I think we're going to run into earnings a little bit more. We already saw it on Friday. We had a nice 6% green day. I think this might continue, guys. Call me crazy. So Robinhood, their EPS estimate is 54 cents, average estimate from analysts, let me add that, versus 17 cents from last year. So EPS is pretty much going to 3x for Robinhood year over year, roughly, give or take, right? Or take. But actually, no, wait, 17 plus, my math. Oh, man, my math sucks today, guys. Yeah, pretty close to a 3x there. Whatever. Revenue, $1.22 billion versus, that's the estimate, right? $1.22 billion versus the $637 million from last year. That's up 90%, 90% year over year. So Robinhood's projected to grow revenue by pretty much 100%. They're doubling up. And their stock's just going nuts. And I feel like if they come in anywhere near 100% revenue growth, over 100% revenue growth, obviously, that'd be a massive beat. The stock's going to go crazy. I feel like that's where that momentum's really going to come in. And again, it's already starting. And I'm going to set my alert. I'm going to set my alert at $150 a share. We'll see if it breaks out of there. And again, I'm not buying long-term shares, but if it takes that out, a trade will be made most likely. You know what I mean? So that's HOOD. Robinhood, I'm excited about it, but the thing that is worrisome on the bearish side, which I don't think we're necessarily going to see this happen anytime soon, but when we do get a market sell-off, a bear market, when retail loses interest, this stock's going to get devastated. And trust me, guys, I've seen it happen time and time. Well, one time, with this stock, it's very retail focused, obviously retail heavy. And we saw a huge bear market, well, not a huge, but a bear market in 2022. And yeah, Robinhood in 2022, 2023 even, it was rough. Retail kind of went on a hiatus. And I know this because, guys, hello, newsflash, I'm a retail trader investor and I make content and I'm in the community. I have been for almost a decade now. And there was no interest in stocks trading in 2022, 2023. And that correlates with Robinhood stock precisely, And yeah, retail came back hot and towards the end of 23, 2024. And obviously that, showed itself in the numbers and Robinhood stock has followed suit. Did I think it was going to go up this much? I'll be honest, no. I didn't think Robinhood was going to 20x off the lows, or else I would have bought it back, back then. But yeah, it's up 2,000% pretty much off the lows, which is insane. And that's from the lows a couple years ago, right? So AMD is another one, ticker AMD, Advanced Micro Devices, right? You guys know this company. They're reporting earnings, I believe, on Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday after the bell. Analysts have them doing on average $1.17 EPS versus 92 cents from last year, right? So not bad growth there on revenue of $8.75 billion versus $6.82 billion from last year, up 28% year over year. So AMD growing about 28-30% revenue. That's the projection year over year. And I'm a little, cautious on this stock since it's up a lot from the OpenAI news. So it's I don't know. Is it priced to perfection? Is there a lot more juice left here? I don't know. It's always a little worrisome when a stock, even though it's crushing it, big news, all of that, it's still worrisome when we have a stock up literally 60% in the last month heading into earnings. That worries me a little bit, but hey, it doesn't bother me. I'm not in the stock anymore. I'm the idiot that sold out right before the freaking pop. Yes, guys, and I mentioned that before. I made a lot of money on AMD. I can't knock myself too hard, but I was buying it in the $80 range, 90, high 70s, and I was buying it in the low hundreds. So I made good money on it, but I trickled out of the stock before that big rip. I sold, I think, half of it here, right? Sold a little bit more, or sold the rest of it, kind of right before that news. And that's how the cookie crumbles, guys. And I'm not scared to admit that to you, unlike some other YouTubers and other, TikTokers, whatever the heck you want to call them. I'm not scared to keep it real, because that's the reality of trading and investing. You're going to sell out sometimes right before the big move. It happens. Just like, with SoFi, for example, I held forever. People were like, Stas, sell, what are you doing? And then the big move came and I never sold. So it happens both ways. So that's AMD. Keep your eyes on it. I'm excited about it, even though I'm not in the stock anymore. Uber is another one, UBER, which, this stock's been pretty flat the last couple of months, but it has done very well year to date. This is the year to date chart. We hit $60 back in April. So now that we're pushing 100, I would say pretty good year for Uber, right? Nice rebound. And this stock, man, it's looking good on the monthly chart. Every time frame you pull up, and then you're realizing here on the 4 hour, okay, we're starting to see some momentum pick back up. If I get the channel tool out, you guys can see Uber is starting to break back above the moving averages. Pretty much we solidified a higher low here at about 90, 92. Now we're pushing mid-high 90s. So I like Uber. I think, it's obviously earnings dependent, as all these are, as they're all reporting earnings this week. But Uber's on the 4th, Tuesday morning. This could juice up a little more tomorrow, in anticipation of earnings. Maybe it starts going 97, 98. And if they come in hot earnings-wise, don't be surprised. The chart's pointing to it. Don't be surprised if we make a move towards $100, maybe over $100. Top of this channel is where we could be going. So Uber, analysts have them doing 69 cents EPS versus $1.20 from last year. Let me make sure my mic's still on. Yes, sir, we are on. Revenue, $13.26 billion versus $11.19 from last year, up 19-ish% year over year. So Uber is going to grow revenue 18-19%. EPS is getting squashed year over year. I'm not sure why. I got to dive deeper into that. But it could be like a one-off thing. Who knows, right? But either way, guys, Uber, I'm going to set an alert, 97 a share, and we're going to see if it ends up breaking out of there. And if it does, $100, $102, we could be going there even before earnings. So number 4, guys, before we actually pull up, or actually, let me pull it up first, then I'll take a swig of this coffee. Number 4, cheers, guys, is Shopify. So Shopify has gone bananas. I mean, this stock broke out, and we called this out, not to toot my own horn, but you can see the previous analysis here heading into the last earnings report, which they reported back in August. We had this triangle teed up. We had it teed up. It was right there, ascending triangle, higher highs, or higher lows rather, into this 130 resistance. Earnings came in hot in August, and this thing just ripped 150 to 160, and it's been uphill ever since, uptrending ever since. And at this point, we are seeing a little bit of a pullback. We're down $8, $9, $10 from the recent high, which is good. We want to see a pullback heading into earnings, especially on a stock that's up this much. It's up so much from the last earnings too, which means, guys, they need another big earnings report. The reality is they need another strong beat EPS revenue guidance to continue this momentum. Because, the reality is we're up from 130 to 175, 33% over the last 90 days since the last earnings report. So Shopify, analysts have them doing 34 cents EPS on revenue of $2.76 billion versus $2.16 billion from last year. That's up 27.6% year over year. Pretty good, guys. But again, I want to see this come down a little bit more. You could argue it's priced to perfection. I'd be a little worried about it if I was in it as a trade, especially heading into these earnings. Not saying they're gonna be bad. It's just up so much. That always worries me a little bit. Not as much as AMD though. AMD's up way more. That one's a little bit. I don't know what's gonna happen there. But Shopify, SHOP, watch it. There, I think on Tuesday. Let me double check. Yeah, they're Tuesday morning. And Spotify is also one to watch for this week. They're reporting earnings on the 4th, also on Tuesday morning. And this is obviously the music platform, podcast, whatever you want to call it. And I actually love Spotify, coming from somebody that was a big Apple Music guy for years. On a little side note, I was a huge Apple Music guy, and then all of a sudden I converted to Spotify a couple years ago, and I haven't looked back since. I actually like it way more, and granted, I haven't seen Apple Music's UI, user interface, in a little bit. It's been a couple years. I don't even go on it ever anymore. But man, Spotify took my business, from Apple, and the stock's been flat though. Who would have thought? One person, me, changing business, kept the stock flat, right? Who would have thought? Obviously. But Spotify, they're this week, guys. They're on again Tuesday, right? Yeah, Tuesday morning. EPS, analysts have them doing $2.14 versus $1.45 from last year on revenue of, let's see, 4.23 billion versus 3.99 billion from last year, up 6%. Oof. So their growth revenue wise is only 6%. It slowed down a good chunk, which we'll see if that reaccelerates. That could help the stock. Maybe that's what the stock is waiting for. But yeah, I'm not loving the way it's setting up here into earnings. It's kind of like a wait, or it's a show me stock right now. It's like, show me the earnings, show me the guidance, show me the improvement, and then the stock's going to move. It's been flat for a couple months. It looks like last time they reported, the stock tanked and then it rebounded, and it's pretty much flat since then. So it's, again, a show me stock. Show me the numbers, right? So Hims and Hers, HIMS. And by the way, guys, check out the Patreon. Shameless plug. If you're interested in my portfolio, how I'm buying stocks, how I'm building it, what I'm doing, where I'm investing, my performance, all of that is on Patreon. There's also a Discord. You can ask me questions throughout the day. My charts and ideas are there. All of that throughout the week. Check it out. Link down below. Pinned in the comments as well on Patreon. I appreciate all your support and all the new, members that have been signing up. You guys are awesome. Cheers to you, right? So Hims and Hers. Hims and Hers is this week, and oh boy, this stock's been trading sideways for months. For months on months on months on months. And you might be like, wait, Stas, has it really been sideways? Yeah, you might think, it hasn't been sideways because of all these violent fluctuations. But yeah, it's been trading between $40 to $70 a share since the beginning of May, multiple times. And now heading into this earnings report, we're at the bottom of the channel as well. We're trading at, where are we? $45, $46. Heading into these earnings on, well, they're tomorrow, Monday, after the bell. So at this point, guys, we are down big time. We got some news. It looks like, when was that? About a month ago, 3 weeks ago, we got some news. It sent the stock from 63 down to about 50. Yeah, 50 in the span of 2 days. I have to actually brush up and see what the heck happened then. Let's see if we go down here. Oh, maybe they gave us their preliminary results. Yeah, it could have been that actually. Looks like Hims and Hers. Oh, to announce. Never mind that. Okay, no. Yeah, there was some news that day. Either way, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't matter. Stock tanked. And the point is, guys, we're at the bottom of the channel now. Pretty oversold. And at this point, all it takes is a good earnings report, right? I know I say that a lot, but if they crush it, the stock's already oversold. It's already a hype stock. It's one of those that a lot of retail tracks. Watch it. Watch for that rip back to 50 plus. I think it could be coming. So EPS, analysts have them doing 10 cents versus 32 cents from last year on revenue of $579 million with an M versus $401 million from last year. Hims and Hers projected to grow revenue by 44% year over year. Pretty good, guys. Pretty good. So I'm going to set an alert at $48. We'll put it there for now. Mark is at or above, and we'll see if it breaks out of there. And if it does, again, on good earnings, watch for that full breakout. And last but not least, folks, by the way, hit the like button. Make sure to subscribe, follow along. I appreciate all of you for tuning in till the end here. Drop a, maybe drop a money emoji. Drop any money emoji you want if you stuck till the end. That lets me know you stuck till the end. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Novo Nordisk, one stock, actually the only stock on the watch list today, or the list for the videos today, that I actually currently own. Novo Nordisk, they're reporting earnings, I think on Tuesday. Let's double check that. No, Wednesday. That's why we double check. Wednesday on the 5th. And look, their stock's been down. Their stock's been down all year. I started buying this after last quarter. So you guys remember last time they reported, the stock went, oh my God, it just fell through the floor. It went from $70 down to $45. So guess what? I bought that dip. I bought some calls, and I actually regret not selling out, taking some profits on those calls, because now they're pretty much right back down to my cost basis. I think at one point I was up a good chunk on the calls. I probably should have locked in some profits there. But either way, long-term calls, they expire in December 2027, to give you guys a timetable there. So these could easily come back, obviously. But Novo Nordisk, they're on Wednesday. Stock's getting beaten up. I think it's too overblown. I'm adding it. And look, if it goes down more after earnings, I'm willing to add more, because look at this chart on the monthly. Look at the max chart. This looks like a pretty good buy the dip, right? It looks like it got way too ahead of itself. I mean, it did. It got into a little bubble, if you will. It popped, and now I see value on buying. Simple as that. So EPS, $4.24 is the estimate versus $6.12 from last year. So EPS is not looking great. The comps from last year, not the best, but revenue, pretty good. Roughly $77 billion is the estimate versus $71.3 billion from last year. That's 8% growth year over year. Not bad. And I don't know, man. I just think the stock's way too beaten up. We had a couple bad quarters. I feel like if we get some good turnaround momentum in the numbers, right, fundamentally, which I think is coming here soon, we're going to get this rebound, and ultimately I think this will do well over the coming years. And this is one of my investments, guys, that is not really tech-oriented. I'm not trying to be all in tech. I do have a good amount of money in tech stocks, investments there, but I also want to focus on, some healthcare, have some small cap exposure there. And that's kind of what I'm doing. Well, Novo's not small cap, but I have some other small caps, right? So What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Long video today, 25 minutes. I appreciate you all for tuning in. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to join that Patreon. If you want to work with me more one-on-one, see how I'm building my portfolio, be a part of the Discord. That's linked down below in the comments as well. Or go to stasurfs.com/Patreon. And with that being said, guys, cheers. I'll see you in the next video.